Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Bible study. Today we are going to study a woman of noble character, and we are in Proverbs 31, verses 10 to 31. Let's dive in. And a woman of noble character, I know, is revealed through the Bible, several ones. I'll say most of them. And all these women one could be Esther, one could be Sarah, one could be Rachel, one could be Rebecca, one could be Ruth or Naomi. Any of these women are listed in the Bible, and their life is written how they exercised their faith and how they became noble women. But on these days, there are so many noble women out there with a noble character. People don't know. Now, let's find in the Bible what it means to have a noble character. So, and it's portraying a wife. Okay, definitely a noble woman with a noble character will find a husband. So, verse 10, a wife, I would say, or a woman, could be not even married, could be divorced, who knows? But in the Bible says a wife. So let's go with a wife, okay? A wife of noble character who can find, which is rare. The Bible tried to say it's rare to find the woman with a noble character. Why? Because people, they change. They change throughout their life, or they never want to be changed in getting better. And why? It says the Bible, she is worth far more than rubies. And rubies, if you don't know, is a very special, expensive stone and worth a lot if you find the real one. But it says a woman of a noble character or a wife of a noble character is worth far more than rubies. So far more than precious stones. Her husband has full confidence in her because he's trusting her to do anything that needs to do around the house. So he has full confidence and trust in her and lacks nothing of value because she is a valuable person. So he has nothing to worry about it like, oh no, my wife is, I have to watch her because she may do this or that and that's not right. Spend my money or you name it, go after other men or, he doesn't have to worry about those things. He has full confidence, and that's very important in a marriage for a man to have full confidence in his wife. And because the wife feels it, he is not truly confident in her, and she feels she's not valued enough. But this woman that is portrayed in the Bible, the husband has full confidence and values her. Now we try to find why. She brings him good, not harm, all the days of her life. Which means whenever she comes around him, it will be always something good. Nothing to harm him, nothing to say no bad words, nothing to harm with anything. All the days, not one day, 2 days, or a couple of days a week, or a couple of days a month, or a year. All the days of her life, all the days of her life. Don't you want to be a husband of that woman, to be a wife with a noble character? Because you don't have to worry about getting harmed with anything. not like I mean poison or anything like that, but she will not look to harm you. It's what I try to say. She will look for doing good, for looking good, for helping you, not to harm you, not to put you down in any way. Anywhere you go, you can trust her in everything. Everything she will be talking about you positively. Will not harm her with nothing. Let's move on. She selects wool and flax and works with eager hands. Now, I studied a little bit about what wool and flax, Flax, I know they're flax seeds, we know in our time, but in that time, and probably even right now, flax is a plant. So flax is a plant, and people will get those plants and make linen out of it. And it's hard to make the thread because it breaks apart. You have to know how to work it out, put water and all that to work it out to make sure it doesn't break. Wool, she is like, that's why the picture is for. Wool she makes from the sheep, gets the sheep's fur, and that gets into thread and makes things out of it. She works with eager hands because that requires, I would say, intelligence, but a way of doing and processing all that requires lots of attention. And then her hands will not stop working and making those things happen. She's like the merchant ships. Merchant ships are the one who brings merchandises. She is like the merchant ships because this is like bringing her food from afar. She does. In that time, you will know even Paul went on those merchant ships that they carry some cargo with goods from one place to another, and so those ships will come, and she will go and buy things that coming from there, maybe things that will not be in her time that time, but she will bring food from afar. For example, I'm from Romania, so I may go in places that I know and buy food that comes from afar. I probably pay a little bit more than just regular prices, but we have it, and I can prepare certain dishes that are specific from that native area. And probably she will have something like that, bringing her food from afar. And what I mean is they will always have food in the house. She will make sure she will have food in the house. We try to kind of see what is the woman on these days. She will not be able to, like select wool and all that and make with, but would be like a woman doing other things with her hands. She will have eager hands of having a job, maybe working, I don't know, McDonald's or making food or anything. She will make and she will work. And as you already can compare these, this is pretty much, I would say, the standard of a woman with a noble character, but you can compare with other women out there and you can see what is the right. She gets up while it is still night. And how many women they get up while it's still night? Either they pray and they get up in the night to work with her hands, maybe calculate, make some accounting, then see, okay, if I make that much, how much I have to take out there, how many things I have to make it out there, and how fast I can make it, and if I divide the work like that, then she might be doing some accounting over the night. I don't know, but most of us, I would say, in this time, we wake up over the night to pray, to connect with God. And I think that's one of it. And because it's portraying a woman of noble character, it's what she thinks she does. You now wake up. I want to wake up to make accounting for my for what am I going to do. Um, but if you surprise my day, I might have to do that. I don't know. But right now, I don't care about that. I wake up in the night to pray, and sometimes it comes a melody or whenever I worship God. And prayer is, it's my weapon. Prayer is a weapon. She provides food for her family and portions for her female servants. So what it means, she provides food. Either she gets it from as you see, like from far away, from those cargo ships that are coming around, like boats that are coming around. She buys food from afar, provides food, which means either she has servants, as she says, like her female servants, either cooking for her, cleaning and all that. What that tells you, first, she's a blessed woman and she has servants. Think about in the old time. Neither it doesn't. We don't know about. It doesn't even say. Jesus' mother, when she was young, didn't say that servants, nothing like that. But other families that it's, just say Peter family didn't have servants. Martha and Mary, they were doing all the work for everybody else, cooking and all that, didn't have servants. So she is in different category. She has female servants. Who had servants was David's father. Jesse had servants. She bought David's mom was one of them. So she is a woman who has different kind of societies, much higher than just anybody else. She had servants. So she makes sure that the food is getting there to the house and provides with everything else. The servants are making it and make sure the food, they have it for the family, make sure they have everything. So she calculates, okay, I need that much, I need for that day, everything. So she is correlating pretty much. She's not the one who is preparing the food. She provides. She makes sure they have it and gives portion to her servants. If that makes sense, yes. And I know even these days, for example, my coworkers, they say that, no, wait, what, you cleaning the carpet? That's why we have those cleaning carpet companies to, you just hire them and they clean your carpets. You don't have to do it by yourself. And some of us, we are not there yet. We have to have like a different, different standards, different income. It is a blessing to have somebody to come and do it for you. But till then, you're doing with eager hands. This is what it says. She does with eager hands. You do it yourself, cook yourself, clean the carpet or whatever you need to do by yourself. And doesn't put you much lower than anybody else. You just have to do it. She considers a field and buys it. So she has the intelligence and ability of buying a field. Imagine who had a field in the Bible. It says Boaz. Boaz had a field and it was considered a rich man. Maybe not was not just a field, but had more. Maybe just a field to put her like herbs or But I think a field is more just a little bit in the backyard that we have right now to put flowers or herbs or little things. A field is much more than that. She considers like, hey, I think that field, if I buy that one, I have that much, I buy that one, I can put maybe grains or flax or whenever she needs to put on, and gives you more and hire people to do it, the field. So she is in the business. She has the mindset for a business, and she doesn't and succeeds. Why do you think that she succeeds in everything? Because it sounds like so perfect. Everything is like a dream. Everything is perfect because God is with her. And we'll find out towards the end. But if you pray to God and opens your eyes and see the field, and you have enough to do it, and it brings you profit, why not? Go for it. And out of her earnings, she plants a vineyard. So it might be a different field, or she buys a field and makes it out of it a vineyard and make it wine. And who didn't have wine in Israel? Everybody. They needed it for the weddings. We know the wedding in Cana when Jesus participated, and other time when Jewish people, they do drink wine, especially when you have Shabbat time on Saturday evening, they do drink wine. So everybody in Israel had wine. And if not, today, these days, if you don't make like just for the wine, you have a vineyard and you get the grapes out of it and sell them. So, verse 17, she sets about her work vigorously. Her arms are strong for her task. And sometimes you think about that. May be in the spirit. Her work, she sets about her work vigorously. It might be in the spirit as well, or might be in the spirit. Refer. Her arms are strong for her task. So whenever she does, she is strong because she sets up her mind into it, and she will do it, and she will do it. She sees that her trading is profitable. So she trades. She trades, maybe buys the fields, makes grains, and she trades. She gives the grains away. They give her other merchandises that she needs. She makes a trade. And her lamp does not go out at night. What it means, like her cable, just say these days, her cable is not cut off. Simple like that, because she has money to pay it. And it could be two ways. It could be that her lamp doesn't go out of night because she's still working, or she's praying, or she does other things over the night. But the way I see it, it's a way of saying that your lamp doesn't, we have an expression like the lamp doesn't go out for the night because you have money to pay the bills. So, but I say she's in the different categories, and she has servants. I can tell she is extremely blessed. All of us, we want to be a woman with a noble character, and this is actually a way of knowing it's in the Bible. In her hand, she holds the distaff and grasps the spindle with her fingers, just like that. And my grandmother had just like that, and she taught me how to do it. I was just a little girl. I didn't want to mess it up, but she did very fast. I think she was doing for a while. But after that, what you do, you got to know how to get, when you have the thread, what you're going to do. So You can sell it. You can do it for some other people. Today we have machinery that will do it. You don't have to worry about that. But in that time is what it says. So what it means in our time, in her hands. So the work of your hands, it makes you, work and work as much as you can, and not just that, you have knowledge how to handle those things, those components. It tells you that in your work job, whenever you are, you need that knowledge that probably nobody has. You might be the only one who has, but you have it because you are a noble woman of a noble character. So you know it and you can show to others. Okay? She opens her arms to the poor. I like that just because the way of saying. And you always just like when you need help, you always see Jesus with open arms, and calling you. But she does that. She does open her arms to the poor and extends her hands, doesn't say hand, hands to the needy. Because it says, don't let the right know what the left does. So that means you open your arms and give as much as you can, as much as God puts in your heart. Give, help others what they are in need. And since she is in the high category of wealth, she has from what to give. She makes enough, and she makes probably more than enough, and she can give. When it snows, so when it's winter, she has no fear for her household. Why should she? Why would she have fear at all? For all of them are clothed in scarlet. Scarlet is that burgundy reddish color. Why underline that? Because so the Bible sometimes talks about in the future from that time when Solomon wrote all these. She has no fear because they are her household, which household is including their servants. They are clothed in scarlet, and scarlet is so no fear and scarlet. So when I read, it's like, wow, are you telling me? Because the blood of Jesus are covering her and her household, they have no fear. We are talking about the woman in these days, or people in these days. You have no fear if you're covered by the blood of Jesus. No matter if snow comes or any calamities or anything, you're not scared. You don't have fear. She doesn't have fear. So it could be that, and also she has no fear because she worked so much, and either she buys things now in scarlet maybe for the winter, and if the snow comes, everybody's well dressed. She makes, verse 22, she makes coverings for her bed. I used to make bed sheets, but in this she might is making something out of different, more like comforters. It's covering for her bed, so something that will cover the bed. It could be like you have a blanket or comforter, but she makes something nicer to cover the bed to look nice. So that's something much nicer than just a regular. She is clothed in fine linen and purple. Now that's why I highlighted that, because fine linen is it's meant, it's for righteousness. Fine linen, it means righteousness. And purple, as you go through the Bible, purple was, it just say like in Daniel, he was clothed in purple when he was in the rank higher, close to the king rank. It's how much he was valued. He got purple. So you have like a mantle of purple or dress with purple. It means royal. So you might be in the royal family. So she's clothed in fine linen. She's like righteousness and purple in the royal family. And this might refer to her spiritual way of being. She might be in the spirit. She's righteous, and she belongs to the royal family. Verse 23, her husband is respected at the city gate. So even her husband, so she's so blessed that her husband has respect. The city gate is more like a city hall, or like the city gates are different gates that come into the city. So the city gates is the major one. And his respect, they do all kinds of things at the city gate. They do have, and we'll read the next verse, where he takes his seat among the elders of the land, which means when he takes the seat of the elders of the land, he does like a judge. He is judging people like among, like, okay, so here I had the goat, and then this what happened to that, and then a neighbor did that, and then how you're going to solve it. So why is not the king to solve everything else, or small dealings that they were like a small court, or maybe they knew from the law, and it says, okay, if you want to buy a field, this is what you got to do. So they would go to the city gate, and then they will find out. So he was sitting, her husband, among the elders of the land. Even he was not one like old enough to be among them, but he was sitting with them, which elders means wisdom. Okay, so those elders had wisdom enough to help with the dealing in the land, but he was among them, sitting among the elders. Wow, it gets better and better, guys. She makes linen garments and sells them, and supplies the merchants with sashes. Sashes was around the waist to hold the everything together. So she makes the linen garments and sells them. So from the flax, which I say is hard to work with it, she make linen for the summer, and from the wool she will make for the winter things that she will sell, or she will make for her own house. She is clothed with strength and dignity, and she laughs at the days to come. She's clothed. Now we go in the spiritual, you see, with strength and dignity, with strength in the Lord, with strength in the spiritual realm, with dignity. She's clothed with strength, because if you don't have strength from the Lord, you have no strength at all. You're always tired. You don't know what you're doing. You're always disconnected from everything else. Your mind is distorted. But you have strength and dignity. She can laugh at the days to come. She can laugh. She speaks with wisdom. And it's rare, like a woman that is young, she doesn't have much of the wisdom. And that's why I pick up this one, because she speaks and instructs, and faithfully, so she speaks with wisdom, and faithful instruction is on her tongue, which means she gives with wisdom. She talks, and she talks to people with wisdom. And when somebody says something, she instructs them in faith, in her faith in God, with instructions are on her tongue. And somebody will ask, she will tell in wisdom, like, I don't think you should go that way, because God says this and this and this. It's called the Bible. She has so much faith in God that she gives, I say, she has She's instructing others. It could be that also instructing how to work from the flax, which is difficult, with her knowledge, with her abilities, with all her, like as she's going on, she will instruct others. And she's not, putting herself like, you know what, I know it, and I'm not going to give this information to anybody else. Because if I do, they take my business and I will probably be out of business. She doesn't care about that part. She tells even like much younger women how to work it out, how to do things, how to. It's pretty much like a Bible study. How about that? She talks about God for sure, and faithful instructions is in her tongue. Okay, so she talks about God. She watches over the affairs of her household and does not eat the bread of idleness. She watches over the affairs of her household. She knows everything what's happening in her house. No matter what, even the servants, what they're doing, her children, what they're doing, her husband, what they're doing. She knows everything. She's watching over. So she's keep tracking who does what and what I have to do, everything. And I think we are like that, are we? You have to know what's going on in your house, if you have enough food, if you have those in supply, and do this. You have to know. And she does not eat the bread of idleness, which is, she's not lazy. Laziness is just sit down and order to your servants, and you just sit there. Okay, you gotta do this, you gotta do that, you gotta do that. She doesn't. She goes and finds a way, look for a field, look for that, look for merchandises, look how the prices are increasing, these are decreasing, it makes trades. She does that, plus working with her hands. I like this part. And I think in purpose Solomon left this for us to know. I wonder why Solomon wouldn't follow all this for himself to get the right wife. It's hard when you have like so many coming at you, it's hard to even find who is the right one. Her children, which is not says one child, children. So her children arise and call her blessed. Her children arise, not going down, arise at the higher standard and says, my mom, I was such a blessed mother. And also her husband also called her blessed. It doesn't say the Bible, but her husband also, my wife, I have a blessed wife. And also what he does, he praises her. And that makes her keep going and going, because as a man that knows how to bless her, his wife, he's praising her. My wife, I know you are doing so many things, and give her some words of affirmation, praises her. And that makes her keep going. Imagine if your husband put you down, can you keep going to do all these things that she does every day? And I say, most of us, we are waking up, 5 o'clock to go to work, and we wake up much earlier to pray. We are tired every day. We're doing other things. But is a man who acknowledged that and praising her. It's not like you put God much lower because you're praising your wife. You're supposed to praise your wife. You're supposed to call her blessed. And you're supposed to, bring words of affirmation. You're doing so well. You are above everything else. You are doing this and this. I acknowledge that, and probably he should do something, about it. I'm not sure gifting and all that, but I says we are like in different in different life than was before. And I did read five, we are like different. We're gifting, words of affirmation. I think it was Gary Chaplin. He wrote this book. We have the languages of love are different from one to another. Verse 29, many women do noble things, but you surpass them all. Like many women, they do noble things, which in that time probably they were. But even though you surpass them all, you're above them. Charm is deceptive and beauty is fleeting. So it's and this is Solomon is saying that charm, like they have like charm coming around a man, and they might be beautiful, extremely beautiful, but beauty fades away because as we age, it's a part of it. But the woman who fears the Lord is to be praised because she fears the Lord. She does good for her family, for her husband, for everybody else around her, and at least that she fears God, she has the fear of God in her heart, is to be praised. At least she would be praised by her family. And maybe other people would praise her, like, oh, you know about that woman. But verse 31 says it all. Honor her for all that her hands have done. And you think about what we can work with our hands, but our job might be you're a businesswoman, or you do other things. Anything for God, you're doing it, not necessarily with your hands, but it's hands, you may use, you verbalize it. You might be a teacher, you got to talk, not necessarily hands, but honor her for all that her hands have done, and let her works bring her praise at the city gate. So city gate again, it's a place where they have lots of things going on and lots of people coming and going from even other cities. And if you praise, he says, oh, you know that woman, she is so, so wonderful. She's so blessed. If you can do any dealings, any business with her, with anybody else, do it with her, because she is righteous. She's a woman of noble character. And this concludes our Bible study. And I have this one to the end of it. I know it's not mine, but I have a picture of it. So I have this orchid that even I put to face the light coming from outside at the window, where in the direction of my bed is turning the head in the direction of my bed where I'm praising God and I wake him in the night and praise God and pray. The orchid is turning the face towards that direction because even plants, flowers, they acknowledge that God is praised in that place, and they do well. They do well. The orchid does well. All right. I hope you enjoyed this Bible study as much as I enjoy it. Till next time, I say goodbye. Goodbye now.